Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is light, reflection of light, and here we were talking about that of the reflection, how reflection occur into the different material, students. So you see, what are the things that we have studied so far? We have seen that there are certain effect of reflection of a light occur, in which if suppose we will keep a coin at the bottom of a vessel, so we are not able to see that because the light rays are coming straight without showing any kind of a reflection. But in the same vessel, if suppose we add water into it, then what happened? Because of the presence of the water, a refraction happened, and thus we are able to see that of the coin very easily. So we can say here that the reflection will help in finding the thing which is present at the bottom of a vessel. Okay, which is present at the bottom of the vessel. We have also seen that even the depth of a pool also appears less if we are looking at it, and this again happened because of the refraction of the light. So it is because of the refraction we can see the different effect of light. You see students, even when we will study about eye and the dispersion and the colorful world, in there we will also find in the later chapter, in the next chapter, we will find that there the twinkling of the star happened, and the twinkling of the star is also a resultant of the refraction. Basically what happened, when the light ray moved from the air to the vacuum, so there the speed of the light is comparatively more than our atmosphere. Okay, so it seems that the stars twinkle. Even not only this, the reflection is also responsible for the change in the position of the planet also. So we can say here simply that a refraction is what? The movement of the light ray from one medium to another medium, and that causes a lot of a different effect that we can see in our day-to-day life. Whether it is a bending of a stick in a water, or bending of a pencil which we had kept in a glass of water, or it can be anything. It can be the depth of a pool, it can be a depth of a coin. Then we were talking about the laws of refraction, students. So basically there are two laws of refraction are there. The first laws of reflection is same as that of the law we have studied in case of reflection, where the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence, they all lie at the same plane. So this is the first law of refraction. The same thing we have seen in case of a reflection. There, instead of using the term refraction, we use the term that is reflection. Okay, so this is about that of the first law. What was the second law, student? So second law is second law says that the angle of incidence, sine of an angle of incidence, and to that of the sine of the angle of refraction, that is equals to a constant. Okay, so we can write it here, that is the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence, sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is equals to constant, that is equals to constant, students. Okay, we can also represent it as sine I upon sine R is equals to constant. That is equals to constant. Now this constant is also equals to refractive index. The constant is equals to refractive index. This constant is also equals to refractive index. So that we can also write here that sin I upon sin R will help us in finding the refractive index of a material or of a medium. Okay. So now instead of using the term constant, we can use another term. So suppose a ray of a light is there and it is passing from air into a particular medium. So we can write it like the value of the constant sin I upon sin R, sin I upon sin R for a ray of light passing from air into particular medium, passing from air into a particular medium is called the refractive index of that medium. It's called the refractive index of that medium. So, if suppose a ray of a light is moving from the air into another medium, so how we will find the refractive index? We will find with the value of sin I upon sin R. It means if you are knowing the value of angle I and angle R, if you are knowing the value of the sin I and sin R, we will get the value of the refractive index of that particular medium. Now here students, we know that sin I upon sin R is also now equals to refractive index. So instead of writing that, now we can write it as refractive index. One more thing is there student, in order to represent refractive index, we use a symbol for it and that symbol is represented as N. So we can write it that the refractive index is usually denoted by the symbol, that is N. Denoted by a symbol that is N. Okay, so we can write it here that is refractive index comma N is equals to sin I upon sin R. So we can find it N is equals to sin I upon sin R. What is a sin I? Sin I is the sine of the angle of incidence. Sin I is sine of the angle of incidence I, and sin R is sine of the angle of refraction R, sine of the angle of refraction R. Okay, so if this is in a air, sine of angle of incidence will be obviously it will be in air and this will be in a particular medium in this case. So it will be represented by n is equals to sin I upon sin r, students. Like suppose the value of the sin I is given. So suppose students, angle of incidence in case of a air is 37 degree. Okay, so if angle of incidence is given 37 degree and angle of refraction is also given, and that is equals to 24 degree. So how we will find the refractive index now? So this will be equals to, putting the values. So n will be equals to now sin I. So sin I will be what? Sin 37 degree. Sine of the angle of incidence, and angle of incidence is given, that is 37 degree, upon sine of angle of refraction, and angle of refraction is given, that is 24 degree. So n will be equals to sine 37 degree upon 24 degree. If we look at the sine table, we will get the value of a sine 37 degree is equals to 37 degree is equals to 0.60 and sine 24 degree is equals to 0.40. So now we got the value of a 37 and 24. Now we will put the value here in this formula. So n will be equals to 0.60 upon 0.40. This decimal will cancel each other. 0 will cancel each other. It will become 3 and it will become 2. When we will divide it, it will become 1.5. So the value of the refractive index will came out as 1.5. So the refractive index of this particular medium, suppose we are saying that this is a glass. So the refractive index of this medium, the refractive index of this glass is 1.50. This is the value of the refractive index of a particular. So remember student, if sine angle of incidence is given, if sine angle of refraction is given, and we have to find it, the value of the refractive index, we can simply put the value. One more thing is there, whenever a 37 or a 24 degree, such kind of a value of a sine is given, the value, the exact value of the 37 and 24 will also given in the question. So no need to worry, and if it is not given, then you will be provided with the sine table in order to find the value there. So this is how we are able to get the value of a refractive index of a material. One more thing that is quite important for us to understand here, student, and that is the refractive index. If we talk about the refractive index, here it is sine, here also it is sine. So the value, the unit will cut each other, it will cancel each other. Ultimately, we can say that the refractive index does not have any unit, or it has no unit. So we can write it here, that is refractive index has no unit. We can write it, refractive index has no unit. Since the refractive index is the ratio of two similar quantities, ratio of two similar quantities, it has no unit. It has no unit. It means it is a pure number, does not have any unit, students. Okay. One more thing is there, that whenever we write sin I Whenever we used to say that a light is passing from that of the air to the glass. Okay, light is passing from air to the glass. So we can use here the term that is the sin I upon sin R. It means air to the glass. If a light is passing from the vacuum, so there also we can use the same refractive index. So whatever will be the value came, it will be same in the vacuum. The reason that we used to consider the vacuum or the air as it is here, because the value of the refractive index does not vary in case of both of them, in air and vacuum. So there is very less difference in air and vacuum. So we can also say that the light is moving from either we use the term vacuum to the glass, or instead of that we can use the term that light ray is passing from air to the glass. So we can use any of thing that is air or that of vacuum. Now let us try to understand the concept with the help of an example, with the help of a numerical. Question is, a beam of a light passes from air to a substance, passes from air to a substance X, to a substance X, if the angle of incidence (72°), angle of incidence is 72°, and the angle of refraction is 40°. Calculate N. It means calculate the refractive index of substance X. Calculate the refractive index of substance X. Here the another thing is given, the value of a given sine 72° is equals to 0.951 and sine 40° is given, the value is given 0.642. I hope you have understood, students. This is quite an easy example. So what are the things which is given here? A beam of a light is there which is passing from the air to substance X. It is moving from one medium to another medium, and the angle of incidence is given, that is 72°. Angle of refraction is also given, that is 40°. And now we have to find the refractive index of substance X. So we know that to find the refractive index, this will be equals to sine of angle of incidence upon sine of angle of refraction. Sine of angle of refraction. So n will be equals to sine I upon sine R. Now we can put the value here. N will be equals to sine, angle of incidence is given, that is 72°. So 72° upon sine angle of refraction is given, that is 42 degree. So sine 72 degree upon sine 42 degree. Now what are the other things which is given here, students? So sine 72 degree, the value of the sine 72 degree is given, that is 0.951, and the value of a sine 40 degree is also given, that is 0.642. Now putting the value here, n will be equals to 0.951 upon 0.642. Now when we divide the students, the value that we will get from it, it will be equals to 1.48. So we can say that the refractive index of a substance X will be 1.48. The refractive index of a substance X will be equal to 1.48. So this is how we are able to get the refractive index. So if sine, angle of incidence is given, angle of refraction is given, we are able to get the refractive index. Here, the thing that we have to understand, student, suppose in order to, one more thing is there, whatever will be the value of the refraction, that will help in telling the more bending of the light. If a medium is having more refractive index, so the light will bend more in it as compared where the refractive index is comparatively low. Whenever we found the refractive index, we used to consider the two things, one medium and the other medium. So in order to maintain it, in order to write it, or in order to clarify the concept that the light ray is moving from the one medium to another, suppose it is moving from air to glass or air to water, so we use a subscript for it in order to understand that. So let us see what is that subscript. So we can write it that two subscripts which shows the two substances, two substances in which in between the light travels. For example, if the refractive index for the light coming from air to glass, then it is written as, see, N is what? That is the refractive index. It is going from air to glass. So we can write it air and glass. Okay? It will be written as subscript. So we will use a small letter for it. So we can write it here. N. It will be equals to air to glass. So we can say that movement of a light from air to glass is represented by air to glass, or in a very simple way we can say it will be equals to M, A and this is G. So this help us in telling that A is for air and G is for glass. So light is moving from air to glass. You can use anything, student. It can move from water to glass, so it will be W and G. That help us in telling that from where it is moving. Now let us try to understand a term that is called as the refractive index and the speed of the light. Refractive index of a medium from a medium 2 to 1, that will be equals to the speed of the medium, speed of the light in a medium 1 to the speed of the light in a medium 2. So medium is what, student? A material in which a light is traveling, that is called as the medium. Medium is nothing but it is a so speed of the light is different in different medium. Is in different medium. Speed of the light is different in different medium. We can also write it, that is the refractive index. How can we compare the refractive index with the speed of the light? So the refractive index can also be written as ratio of the speed of the light. Ratio of the speed of the light in the two media. So refractive index can be written as the ratio of the speed of the light in the two different media. So the refractive index from a medium 2 to medium 1 is equals to the reciprocal of the speed of the medium, speed of the light in medium 1 to speed of the light in medium 2. So suppose two medium is there, student. One of the speed of the light in a medium is represented by V1 and another one is represented by V2. So let the speed of light in medium first is V1 and in medium 2 is V2. Then the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1 is equals to the ratio of light speed of a light in medium 1 speed of the light in medium 1 to the speed of light in medium, speed of the light in medium 1 to the speed of the light in medium 2.